All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Elephant Rhino Enterprises Reacts. So today I'm going to be reacting to Wheel of Time episode 2. And I watched the first episode last night, but I didn't realize that they were out until a little later. So I waited until today, now Friday, to record the next two. And yeah, I'm ready to just go ahead and jump into it. I was pretty excited about the first one, but yeah, I'm ready to see how this goes. And oh, the episode's title is Shadows Waiting. So if we've read the books, we know where they're going, don't we? Oh, these are white cloaks, right? We saw them in the promo material. So, like, the white cloaks in the books, guys, I don't want to call them, like, incompetent. No. Stop. Sorry, guys, my dogs might make a little noise. I don't want to say that the white cloaks in the books were incompetent, but, like, they weren't scary on, like, a level of, like, oh, we're burning Aes Sedai all the time. They talked about it. That was, like, something they would talk about. Like, oh, yeah, we gotta burn some witches. But to actually do it isn't really something that they would be able to accomplish very often, if ever. So it's
Have you ever tried this?
from the Lord Captain, Bornhold. Oh, it's an Ortolan.
There's a brutality.
Oh, they cut her hands
Because
off.
the flavor doesn't come only from the bird. It's burned
Oh,
into
man.
the beef.
Okay, so, cutting her hands off isn't just cruelty. That would be so that she can't channel. I definitely mentioned that yesterday. So there's like hand motions and stuff typically with most of the channeling that a woman can do. So cutting her hands off keeps her from doing a decent number of offensive spells. Yeah. Yeah, these are much scarier than the white cloaks in the books. In the books, they're mostly bullies for country people. Yeah, it's a hell of a shot. In the Wheel of Time universe, the Wheel of Time is like the actual concept of their universe, right? So the one power, the magic they use, chills in the center of the wheel. It's the middle. And it moves. The male side and the female side push against each other to make it move, right? And that movement of the power turns the Wheel of Time, right? That's the concept of creation, okay? And the Wheel of Time turning powers the creation of what they call the age lace, right? Which is like a really fancy way of saying the pattern. That's what you'll hear people saying in the show a lot. They'll be like, "Oh, this is written in the pattern," which means like it has to happen. So the pattern is like the idea is like they're making cloth. And so each individual thread in the cloth is a person's life or an item or an event. And so like a thread snapping is someone dying. So those are just a little terminology stuff for you guys. Who knows? Who cares about that? But yeah, to me that's cool. And that's how I just watched one thread snap and then gave you guys a 5-minute lecture. Because this world is very complicated. So that's what we're watching right now. That's cool. Oh, wow. This is a really cool intro. Oh. All the Ajahs. Oh man, guys, we've barely scratched this world. Barely scratched it. I mean, there's so much. Okay, so they're definitely CGI there, not practical. They looked good.
The only thing
Oh.
here is deep water.
I wonder they smell like piss.
Master Hightower's Ferry. But we're not going to see Terran
Quite
Ferry.
right when we're safely
Makes
on the other
sense.
side.
They don't want to have to build that set. See, those are practical right there. That was not CGI Trollocs. Those are practical. That looks good. Okay, there's a Trolloc in there with a beak. Nice.
Servant.
Yeah, this isn't really a good look for Moraine, but you know, it's what she's got to do.
Don't!
That's inadvisable, sir. Yeah, this was a poor decision. Yeah, the villagers didn't love that. That's Swallow, guys.
Come, we'll find a place.
In case you wanted to know.
Be careful, everyone.
And when I say that, I mean Moraine's horse. Moraine's horse's name is Swallow. And Egwene should be riding Bella. Lan's stallion is named Aldib. The horses are all characters in the books. You know, that's heck.
Their strength.
I'm going to pause for a second. I'm talking too much over the show. But that's something I'm really going to miss in this show, is that in the books, like, even the horses are characters, guys. Like, it's so funny. Because, you know, they've all got names, and, like, I mean, they matter to you. Like, if you've read Harry Potter, like, you care about Hedwig, you know? And in the Lord of the Rings, in the Wheel of Time books, you know all the horses and you care about them. I'm just saying. So well, I'm gonna miss that aspect because I can't imagine they managed to work that into this show. It would be far too much.
Something that quick. I promise you, she didn't feel a thing. We need a plan.
Yeah, Perrin would
You saw what
want to
the
think
dragons
that,
are
wouldn't he?
Well, I heard the dragon's gonna have wings. Looking around at you lot, I don't see a feather.
Forget what you've heard about the dragon.
They're talking in a way that's very modern right now, which is not quite how they talk in the books. I'm not necessarily mad about it yet. The only thing I miss is that there are, like, the books curse words. They say, like, burn me and, you know, bloody and, you know, all these different sheep gut and, you know, just funny stuff. And I think they're great, and they add a lot of color to the world, and they're just such an easy thing to keep. But it seems like they've abandoned those because they don't want to throw people off. Maybe certain characters will still use them. That would be good. That would be a good way to get them in and make the book people happy. But yeah, it just seems like they're talking in a manner that is very casual and modern.
Look at the stone.
Hey, it's Moraine's stone.
Look at its surface.
It's not.
It's clear and
Not quite how it is in the books, but...
like the water of a river.
Sorry, guys.
I came out here to be alone. Egwene, no.
It's all right. I understand.
Oh, you wool-headed sheep herder. Oh. Giving her his cloak. Perrin is such a good guy. Why, it's so quiet. It's too quiet. Oh yeah, he's in the dream. Oh, what are you about to spit up, Rand? Beatles? Is it gonna be Beatles? No? Oh, this is pretty gross. Oh, he's pulling... Is that a rat? Oh, it's a bat. Ugh. It's a flying fox, dude. Yeah, you better hope you're dreaming. Oh, Balsamon. Ah, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, and it's there. Oh, so this is like the inn with the rats and their broken backs.
Did you do this?
Ooh, careful, Rand.
This in our dreams?
Yeah, careful.
Who saw this?
You didn't say anything.
If this happens again, you tell me straight away.
Yeah, that's bad.
Dreams have power.
No!
Ooh,
Where are we going?
it's quite a tone to take with an Aes Sedai.
Oh, you got a reaction out of her? Happy?
Suit yourself.
You know, this guy playing Matt, like I said, I'm not sure how I feel about the changes they made to his character. Maybe they'll get back in line.
One conversation and you're
But,
not now.
I think
What
he's
did she
doing
promise you
good
last night?
acting-wise.
If I were her, I'd leave you behind too.
The stubborn
You
woolhead.
already did.
Oh, Rand. Is this the time to be
Don't
petty?
an ass. We got each other. That's it.
My dogs are really not helping with the recording of this episode, guys. They're not used to me talking to nobody yet. White cloaks, uh-oh.
Good afternoon.
So this is Valda and Bornhald, right?
If you would be so kind as to dismount your horses.
I think I did see the casting for those two. So that's Bornhald? I like him.
Are you headed
He looks like
toward-
Bornhald.
Yes, sir.
Children of the light hold sway wherever men walk in the light. Where did you say you were from?
I didn't. But I'm from the borderlands, where men know how to keep their hands to themselves, lest they lose them.
Yeah.
Search the horses.
So, nobody has mentioned it so far, but, you know, it's probably mentioned in the books, and Valda would definitely know this. But Lan, he's wearing that, the leather thing around his head, the Kisan, I think they call it, and it's something from a borderland that got swallowed into the Blight, this broken dead land called Malkir. And so men who wear those, or no, it's the Hadori, isn't it? It's the Hadori. So they wear that, and it means they're always going to fight the shadow. And men who wear those now are known for being like exceptionally dangerous because they like have nothing to live for. So wearing that in and of itself makes like everything that Lan says a veiled threat to anyone who knows what it is.
Can I see your wound, ma'am?
And to be clear, guys, she physically cannot lie. Like, she can't tell a lie. So it might seem like she lied there, but everything she said was true.
What was the name?
So those are like
Sir, I will take a contingent of questioners.
those are like the two white cloaks who, you know, they represent a lot of the organizations in Jordan's books end up having kind of two faces, you know, because he doesn't believe necessarily in all people of certain things being good or being bad. So, like, there are white cloaks that you meet and you read about in the books who are, like, really good people. And Bornhald is one of them. This elder, Bornhald Geoffram. He's, like, one of the guys who, like, he joined the white cloaks and whatever because, you know, they do believe that people touching the power broke the world. And so they think that people who can touch the power need to be policed or wiped out. But he's, I think, more along the lines of that they need to be policed. And then Valda, the other guy, the questioner, he's more along the lines of like the white cloaks that are just really bad people, you know, and they like to, you know, they just like the power that being a white cloak grants them. I know a lot of people are complaining that they think everything is too prefabricated. I know I've addressed it before. I think everything looks great. You know, this is a fantasy world, guys. Like, whatever.
We will always tell the truth. It just may not be the truth you think you hear.
Yeah.
So listen carefully.
Okay, so sorry. I probably didn't need to pause and tell you all that earlier. I'm just excited. Nice. Yeah, they've definitely decided to make ruins more prominent, but I'm down with that. I don't recognize this song. Okay, we're gonna talk about Manetheren. Ooh. This isn't in the books, guys, but I've got chills.
It's good to remember Manetheren.
It is.
Just a song. No idea who Manetheren is, anyway.
In the old tongue, Manetheren means mountain home.
Okay, we're gonna do this now.
Used to
Nice.
be the name of the place you now call the Two Rivers. It was the army of Manetheren was
Yes.
small but strong. A thorn in the Dark One's hand. So he sent the entirety of his forces to destroy it. But when this massive hope, weep for Manetheren, weep for what is lost forever. The old blood runs deep in you.
That was good.
Remember that.
Sorry, guys, I forgot.
You'll need it in the days to come.
I forgot I was reacting out loud. Nicely done, Rosamund Pike. That was, whew, you got me. Man, some of the shots in this show. Oof. That could be one of the book covers. I mean,
Perhaps it's how close we're getting Shatter Logoff. Is that purposeful?
it might not seem like this guy playing Lan has done much yet, but, like, that's kind of his character. Like, you hear about him a lot more in the books because Jordan was always describing how things looked, and he was always described as being A, stone-faced, and B, looming. Now, when I first saw that this guy was cast as Lan, I kind of thought to myself, he wasn't necessarily big enough to loom in the way that Lan is supposed to, but I think he's doing fine with, I mean, more than fine with the acting, and I think he's nailing stone-faced, that's for sure. Yes! Perrin wolves! Perrin wolves! That's totally not a spoiler or anything, Kevin. Oof. Yeah, dude, that looks bad. Oh, okay! Not a spoiler! We got Dapple, Hopper, just some hungry wolves. That's a pretty wolf-looking dog. Gosh. Shatter Logoff. I mean, guys, no matter what complaints or, criticisms or differences I've pointed out so far, I just think it's insane that I'm getting to see any adaptation of my favorite book series on screen. I just want to be clear about that. This is really so cool. Yeah, it is, isn't it, Ursa? So this is Shatter Logoff. I like it. I like the aesthetic.
Listen. Touch nothing. Eat only the food you brought.
Matt, do you hear him? Do you hear him, Matt? Oh, kids. It's a nice looking sword you got there, Rand. We ever gonna get any exposition on it? Is that Padden Fane whistling? That's the same thing he was whistling earlier. Matt, don't touch anything. Ooh. You know, in Matt's defense, he doesn't have a lifetime of playing RPGs to let him know that this is very clearly a cursed item. Though he did have Lan tell him that like 10 minutes ago. You know, when I first saw the dagger, I didn't love how it looked. But now that I've seen how they designed the city, makes perfect sense. Looks just like the city does. I totally get it. Oh, yep, there's... So, I guess they've decided to show it very differently than in the books, but we saw this in the videos too. So this is an entity known as Mashadar, and it's what all the people in the city got turned into, or were eaten by, or whatever. But yeah, Mashadar. In the books, it's like a glowing white fog, which I think could have looked really cool too. I don't think it would have been impossible to do, but I think this was probably a lot easier, and it looks cool. Oh, dang. I'd say that's equally terrifying to what happens in the books.
Where are we?
Yeah, I would get away from that.
I'll find you.
Come on! Run!
Plot twist, y'all. We are split up. We're officially split up. I'm not sure shutting the door is going to have a big effect. So I wonder when Tom comes into this now. You would think next episode, right? We know who can track Lan.
If you don't take me to them right now, I'll slit your throat.
Nynaeve! That was episode 2, or season 1, episode 2, Shadows Waiting. I thought it was good. Still fairly light on character development, but, you know, I mean, I know all these characters, or I think I do, my interpretation of them, or the book interpretation of them. But, you know, I thought it was good. You know, there's so much to cover in exposition and all that for this. You know, to get to Shatter Logoff in 2 episodes is pretty wild if you've read the books. I mean, and at the same time, it still seems a little slow to get through the whole first book and parts of the second book in 8 episodes. You know, but it was a good episode, and it needed to happen. I won't ruin it for anybody who hasn't read the books, but they had to go to Shatter Logoff. I thought it looked really cool. The city looked really cool. Like I said, when I first saw the dagger, I didn't love the aesthetic, because it's just not what I'd imagined, you know, in my head all the time. But now that I saw how the city looked, I'm like totally on board. That knife looks just like something that the people who made those buildings would have made. I'm trying to think if I have any issues with that. I don't really have any issues with that episode. I don't think, not major ones in any case. Just I wish there were a little more character work. I think the acting so far has been fine. I read some reviews today from, like, you know, professionals, not YouTube reviews or anything, but, you know, and they were really rough on the show. Really rough on the show. I thought way more than it deserves. So, you know, hopefully people still give it a shot, because I definitely think it's worth giving it a shot. I'm really excited for episode 3, because I got to assume that's where they're going to add Tom to the cast, and if you don't know Tom rules, guys. Perrin is my dude, but Tom rules. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now because I'm probably going to go ahead and just go watch the next one. And I'll get these up as quick as I can for you guys.